above. Ready to rap.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Friday noon 30 live with the RV Small Talk podcast team. And, well, let's just talk
Where's
about
the rest of our team?
the team issue. We've got a team issue for this particular installment, but we are going to gather people. So usually it wouldn't be just Clint and Lindsay, but we would have PJ here. But we also want to bring in an expert, Cody.
Cody!
So
made it
today.
Good job, Cody. That's a nice high five.
Oh,
by the way. Oh God! Stop! Don't do that in front of me.
I don't even know what that was.
It was. Have you ever played the game?
Slaps?
No. I think it's called Slappy Salmon or something like that.
Slappy
Yeah,
Salmon.
it works great for a 3-year-old. My son plays it. It's a card game and it's a group game. It's really raucous and you're doing all kinds of things. But one of the moves is Slappy Salmon.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Happy Salmon. We just got that game for Christmas and we played it. It is so much fun. Yes, that's a great game.
So
anyway.
I have no idea.
RV Small Talk Live coming at you, and today is Ask Us Questions. Now, it's supposed to be Ask Tech Questions, which is why we have Cody. So ask RV Tech questions of Cody. But if he gets pulled out for a meeting, which we are a little concerned could happen, then you get to ask us questions, and we'll do our best. But also, PJ should be here shortly.
You can ask us tech questions and then guess if we're right or not.
And they might be able to text somebody and get an answer.
That's right.
Are we on the...
We are the main.
Okay.
Yep. So, hi kids from Facebook user. Hi, right back at you. So here comes some coffee for me delivered by the in-house barista who can work a Keurig, PJ. Look at that. Piping hot Keurig.
Nice job.
Can't have Clint without coffee.
No, not fun.
Technician
It's like having PJ
Friday.
Yeah, Tech Friday. So, let's come up with some questions. Please drop them in the comments section, and hopefully we'll see them from all the different places, Facebook and YouTube and whatnot. Ask questions that you might have about RV technology.
Finish the word.
Technology.
Technology?
Technology.
Any tech questions about RVs? We got Cody here, so you better ask him now before he leaves.
Yeah. Do you have any questions on tech? Like how to use a heater in an RV?
You're so funny.
Has that happened recently?
No, it's
not
been
recently.
2 years, but I can't stop picking on it.
2 years?
3.
4.
So what, did you sleep in the cold because you didn't know how to turn the heater on?
It was a switch. It was a boo-boo.
Yeah. That's usually what it is.
So, is it possible to overextend an electric awning?
On today's awnings, most awnings, nah, not really. A lot of them have a stop feature, or where they're automatic. They go out and then they come back in just slightly and stop.
But you say today's awnings. That means
older like electric awnings. Yeah, you could actually run them out and then they would roll back in the wrong direction.
Was that
backwards.
Roll back
was
in
that
backwards.
problematic?
Backwards. I can't say that I saw it very often personally, but I've heard about it plenty.
And did that cause damage, or was it just go the other way and roll back?
Then your switch would work backwards, so then we would get hey, my awning is rolling the wrong direction, and it was just simply that they ran it the wrong way.
Or you get that my awning won't go out. Well, that's because it went out and it rolled up backwards. And if you say put my awning out, it tries to.
Yeah. So this is when people don't
way.
realize what they've done. And,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Watching from Guadalupe River State Park. Nice.
Oh, how nice.
James Shipley, can you tell me when I should rotate the tires on my fifth wheel?
I can tell you.
Yeah, every time you pull it, the wheels on the bus go round and round.
They rotate.
Okay, Cody, for a serious answer.
Wow. Personally, I would treat it like your car. I'd be doing it, every 6 months if you're driving it a lot.
If you're not driving it a lot?
If you're not driving it a lot. Well, if you're full-timing in it, you're probably not moving, depending on how long you sit there. I would even go as far as to recommend new tires. If you camp in one spot, you don't move it for a year and a half, 2 years, you're going to get flat spots.
Spot, yeah.
And then when you go to move it, you're going to generate real weird hot spots in the tires, which lead to blowouts. But if you're a regular mover, every 6 months, at least once a year, getting those rotated will extend the life of them. I like to actually see them get balanced as well. Can really help.
Just a little time in therapy puts them on right good path.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, RV tires, when they come from the manufacturer, they are not balanced at all. So we have even had some people, and I think particularly on small trailers, if you don't, if you're having trouble with maybe just a little vibration, that if you just have your tires balanced, sometimes that can help, because the small trailers don't have a lot of weight, so they feel it more.
Sure.
Yep.
A big one, you're not going to notice that much, but it might help to extend the life of the tire.
It'll help extend the life of the tire, absolutely.
Will you find some weird like wear patterns in it if it's unbalanced, just because it's just got the mass
Typically,
coming around?
typically you'll see like maybe some dog tracking or something like that. It's just where it's not like a definitive wear pattern. It'll just be unusual, as you're saying. It won't be like all inside tread, all outside tread, all the middle. It'll be hit and miss because that tire is
kind of making contact.
Right, exactly.
Well, explain what dog tracking is.
Dog tracking is just kind of back and forth across the tire. It's a non-uniform pattern, kind of every other step.
It's kind of like when you're following a dog and the dog's looking back at you over its shoulders every time, and it's just kind of weaving as it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Well, now that we're on tires, I mean, if you don't rotate your tires, then they may wear out a little bit faster, but with a trailer, you don't want to wait until the tread goes down. It's really tough for most people to get
enough miles.
Tread wearing out on their tires. So, is that really all that much of a concern?
The actual tread wear, I mean, as you say, most people don't get there. It's usually time. Most people exceed the
was it 5
year
years
recommendation. I mean, personally, in Texas, I wouldn't want any more than 5 years on them. All the heat fluctuations and stuff that we have here, they start to dry out, they dry rot, and again, you lead to blowouts, which leads to, for most trailers out there, lots of damage.
And the thing about tires for me is that it's not a quick inspection might not be enough, because you might be experiencing issues, maybe not so much dry rot on the inside where you can't easily see, but it can be some other issue. So at the 5 year mark, if you've lost some elasticity and all that, it becomes more brittle. I mean, I don't know, can an issue actually start from the inside of the tire as well, and you just can't see it over the time?
I'm sure that you could get some kind of tread separation started in there, just like you would externally, that you might be able to see. Again, like whenever you get a tread separation and then you get like a big bubble on the tire, that air escaped from the inside, so the damage started somewhere. I couldn't tell you if it was internally or externally, but they got all the way to the inside, which allowed the air to escape.
Okay, yeah.
So it's, who knows?
Your worst culprits are sunlight and heat.
UV,
is that right?
man.
UV
rays. So again, in storage, this is a good time to protect your tires, putting tire covers over it. If you're full timing, putting tire covers over it, it's going to help to extend the life of those tires.
Okay. All right. Peg Boyd says, "Hi all. This is nice form. Something long overdue. Hey, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you joining and chiming in."
And we try to do a tech Q&A about once a month. So just watch out on whatever page you're looking at right now. We try to grab one of these techs. They're super busy, so sometimes it's tough, but we try to grab somebody to get your tech questions answered.
We do have another question, but before I get to it,
It's not a question, it's a statement.
We do have a statement. But just so you know, we are the RV Small Talk podcast team. So go ahead and look up the RV Small Talk. We just had a recent episode come out yesterday, and it's a really good one about birding or bird watching while you're out and about, camping, hiking, you name it. So check that out.
I will tell you, I have no interest in bird watching. I can't sit still. However, when Lindsay and Clint both told me how great of an episode it was, I was blown away. So I'm going to have to listen to it too. So even if bird watching maybe is like, I don't know. If it can get these two guys excited,
it was interesting.
Something's there.
Yep.
It was
so
interesting.
I can't wait to hear it.
All right, so RV Small Talk podcast. Now back to the statements and questions. All right, Facebook user says, On a simple system, just to make sure to keep the battery hot and run some stuff, is 100-watt solar enough, or is 200-watt better? And is a movable 100 or 200 in addition?
As good as we can get to handle larger loads. It is a question, my bad.
It is a question. That is...
That's a big question.
It's a big question, right? So when we start getting into solar, it becomes what I like to call a personal conversation. What are you trying to do?
Cody.
What do you want to run? How long do you want to run it? It really depends. 100-watt solar panel to keep a battery charged up while it's in storage, or if you're
camping with just lights.
Yeah, camping with just lights.
No furnace,
might be
no
plenty.
refrigerator.
Yeah,
You
might be plenty.
fine.
But if you're running larger loads, like even a DC refrigerator, or maybe you're going to be running your fantastic fan, the rooftop vent fan, regularly, you're going to consume a lot more energy. Running your furnace, if you're camping in the cold, you may need a larger system. Portables are a great way to expand your onboard solar. It also gives you some advantages to being able to park in a shaded area in the summertime and put your panel out in the sun. So everything has a little bit of give and take when we get into solar.
But more solar, I mean, they're talking about if they have 200 on the roof and then they get another 100 or 200 out there in the sun, if you are running, say, a refrigerator and a furnace at night, on DC, doesn't it come down to how much battery reserve you have?
Exactly.
Not the solar.
Right.
How much battery do you have? Because all
Solar's
the
just
solar
for
in the
charging.
world
Yeah.
can keep your batteries charged, but you may not have enough battery storage.
Goes hand in hand for sure. So again, the more solar you have, the bigger your battery bank needs to be to capture all of it. Otherwise, it's just a kind of a waste of money, in my opinion.
Okay, so let's talk about specifics.
Okay.
The personal conversation is, I have a DC refrigerator, and interestingly enough, Cody, those DC refrigerators, even the 8 cubic foot ones, they really only take a minimal amount of battery power. However, they come with a 100-watt panel on the roof. If you run anything else along with that refrigerator, it can drain that battery too fast.
Oh yeah.
So the standard 100-watt that comes with most manufacturers and that 12-volt refrigerator can't handle much more.
Correct.
So could, say, a two 100 amp, and I'm going to say lithium here because if you are working off the grid, that's really where you need to go on this. 200 amps of lithium batteries with, say, 200 watts on the roof, handle an 8 cubic foot 12-volt refrigerator plus a furnace just at night to keep you warm.
Ooh, that's like the line.
I mean, again, that's
because that's
the refrigerator.
Kind of the
well, the good news is that if you're having to run your furnace, chances are the refrigerator's not going to have to run as much because it's cold, which means the refrigerator temperature is going to maintain easier. But the furnace is going to be a pretty big amp draw. So to run the fan and everything on the furnace.
So
we're going to be on the border there because it's going to depend on what kind of temperatures we're actually looking at. How often is that furnace going to have to actually run?
Okay, 200 amp hours in lithium batteries, 200 solar on the roof.
I feel like that's a good
I'm
starting
going to
point.
cold weather. I don't want to be borderline. Do I up the batteries or do I up the solar?
I would up the batteries.
Yep.
Okay. I would want more capacity to run it. Your solar you're going to capture, but there's other ways if we absolutely had to get power into a trailer.
So for those of you who aren't familiar with what we're talking about as much and you're feeling a little lost, the batteries are just storing the power.
Yep.
And the solar panels are collecting it and feeding the batteries. So basically what Cody is saying is that if you up to 300 amp hours of batteries, you just have more reserve. And
so it's like rainwater collection. If you put out more buckets, you get more rainwater.
Perfect.
That's exactly
That's a good.
So
here's
get more buckets.
Get more buckets. Yeah, there we go.
All right. All right, Douglas, PJ, I need to see you show an Intech Terra with twin beds. I love your presentations. Do we have one on the lot with twins?
We do. We do. How about if we do that Monday and we'll get it out next week?
Wow, Douglas.
All right. We can do that.
Wow.
Man, ask and you
you.
shall receive.
Lindsay, that's you.
I know.
What are you doing?
Because-
Trolling us? Get out of town.
Because when people join the live in the middle, they might not know what's going on.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're here with Cody
Smart.
answering tech questions. So if you have any tech questions, go ahead and post them.
Is there a link to the episode? Because I always see different kinds of birds.
I'll get you one.
Drop a link in.
I got you, Peg. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're on YouTube. Will she see my comment if I'm on Facebook and she's on YouTube?
I'll put your comment up on the screen.
Oh, okay, cool.
It'll work.
Wow.
Hold up.
Y'all so special.
And I'll
Yeah,
just
they're
and
just
I'll
good
just
at
say,
this.
if you go to rvsmalltalk.com, it's the most recent
It's
episode.
the first one,
So
but
RV
I'll-
Small Talk.
We'll put up a link too.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, this is a great thumbnail.
I thought I used some good colors.
It's perfect.
Okay, I need some more questions for Cody to answer, and I can just learn stuff. So questions.
Well, we can jump in. We're heading into summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yay,
Right?
summer.
And
Yay.
I think before I was in the industry, and even for a long time after, it never occurred to me that air conditioners need any kind of maintenance. They either run or they don't.
Mm-hmm.
This is Texas. It's hotter than heck in the summer.
Bird episode.
That's the link to the latest.
There you
podcast.
go.
Look down here. If you'll click on that link, you're good to go.
No, it's not clickable. on
Oh,
the
why is it
video.
not clickable?
Because that's not how the technology works.
Oh man.
Okay, keep
Go
going.
to a podcast player and connect to RV Small Talk. Subscribe so you get notices every time they put one out. That is what I think you should do. But
Perfect.
whatever works for you. But yeah, hey Canada.
Oh, Canada.
So that was embarrassing.
Well, we're from Texas. We don't
Yeah,
know the actual
Canada
tune.
is really, really far
You
away.
can be. Guess what? You're the only one embarrassed. We aren't.
I might be.
Not at all. I would high five you on that, but nope.
So I just want to hear about air conditioners.
Air conditioner maintenance.
Because
Absolutely.
that's important.
Absolutely. So the air conditioner on your RV needs to be maintained just like the air conditioner in your home.
I'm supposed to maintain my air
I
conditioner
don't do that
at
either.
home.
Well, you should be. It's got
I know.
it's got filters, got return air filters that need to be
yeah, I
cleaned
do that.
regularly. You've got coils that need to be cleaned. They get tree debris, dirt. I mean, all that stuff builds up in there and can affect the efficiency,
Yes.
the cooling efficiency of your air conditioner.
Will it make it quieter?
No.
I mean, it depends on what you
If you
find in
jam
there
a
and you
stick
clean
real
out.
That's the
far
other-
in there.
Sometimes you find something to tighten, and that'll help with that.
It's not cold and it's noisy.
If the fan blade is rubbing on a leaf or a stick that got stuck in there, it could make it quieter.
Okay, there you go.
And you know
But-
something for your
but it
personal.
will make it work. And
It
that's,
will.
That's
It can
important.
really help the
Yeah.
efficiency. The cooling efficiency was super important. In
Something
hot
for your
climates.
personal environment is a lot of our RVs. They go through warm, humid spells before we pack them up and turn on the air conditioner, and that fluctuation can result in moisture. So if you're not maintaining that filter and all that, you could actually be developing a mold issue right there on that filter, and it'd be worthwhile.
So
seasonally
yeah,
to check that.
absolutely. Clean air. We're so snobby about our water now, and we ought to be snobby about our air too.
Yeah, I'm breathing more
about-
than I'm drinking.
Yeah.
This
I don't know. So can somebody clean their own air conditioner?
Absolutely.
Coils?
Yeah.
How do you clean coils? Just get a hose them off?
I recommend using some coil cleaner. There are. You can pick it up at any home improvement store. Pretty much, it's foaming. You spray it on. You let it kind of run down. If you need to, you may need a fin cone to straighten out the fins if they've gotten a
Yes,
little mashed
yep.
down.
So you take the
And-
cover off,
yep, take
spray
the
the
cover off, spray it
coils,
down.
straighten the fins with a fin comb.
Just make it more efficient.
And do you rinse it after that?
I like to rinse them. They make some foams that say no rinse necessary. I like to rinse some water out. It's also a good chance to check the drains that are actually in the pan of the AC as well to make sure they're draining
Because
properly.
if they're not draining, it drains into
Into
your
the camper,
RV.
Right. And they'll make you think that you have a leak somewhere, and it's
Correct.
really just your AC is
Clogged
draining.
up.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just a good time to check all of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So you can do it yourself. Your local RV dealership can do it too.
Okay, here we go. Dana, good to see you. Hello, did you
Hi,
guys hear it
Dana.
snowed in Terlunga? It's true. We saw it. I saw pictures and videos.
I saw it too.
I sent the link to my wife. I was like, why aren't we there? Because that's got to be magical.
I know, and
Yeah.
PJ and I were
Wow.
on the brink of going to that rally. We really wanted to, but we didn't make it.
Looked beautiful.
So, I snowed in Terralingua. That is so cool. That whole rally looked like so
Magic.
much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
did.
PJ is famous worldwide.
Oh,
Worldwide, you're international.
She's gone international.
Probably more so worldwide than locally.
Well,
You think? Isn't that the way that works?
if you want to know what size the drawers are in an RV, I gotcha. Because that's important stuff to
It
me.
is.
Can I fit a hair dryer
Thank you.
in here?
All right, maybe another RV tech.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in, we are answering RV tech questions. So if you have any tech related questions, Cody is here to answer them. Send them over. Just type in that little box down there and push enter. Boo boo.
Cody, I've seen that people are putting, I don't know, you've seen the product, the Sumo Springs and all that. I heard that people are putting those actually on their trailers, not just on their tow vehicles. What's going on with that?
So yes, they did actually develop one to go on sprung axles. So not your torsion axles, but ones that actually have a leaf
Sprung.
spring. Yep, sprung axles.
Spring axles.
From
They're sprung.
You get sprung, son.
yes. Like what? How else do you use sprung?
Yeah, that they claim that Timberin claims improves the ride some decent amount. They actually took a video camera and set it up inside the same trailer, ran it down this road, installed their product, and did it again. They had vibration detectors and all kinds of stuff on there. If you
Well,
go
that's
into
great.
if you go into their website, they actually have a video and stuff on it, and it will help extend the life of everything on your trailer.
Sure,
I mean,
because it
vibrations
shakes and-
Because it's
and
not
everything,
rattling.
right? It's gonna reduce it. And
Is
that's
this
gonna help
something
extend
that is fairly new to as an option, and is it something you recommend?
I don't have any personal experience with it.
Okay.
So I'm not sure I can say yes or no on the recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
Based off of what I looked at, what I saw on it, I think it would be a great option to add.
Okay. Beyond putting something like airbags or Sumo Springs or
Right.
whatever on your truck.
Uh,
You're like, say, while we're doing it, let's do the truck and the trailer.
yeah, I mean, why not improve the ride quality all the way around?
Okay, cool.
Cody, I'm glad you found your razor.
Me too. We just moved, so it took me a minute.
All right. D-Cross. Is it generally the norm to negotiate a price on a camping trailer, or is the price fixed?
Good
Ooh.
question.
That's a PJ question.
That is a dealership question.
Yeah.
We generally here try to put out the price that we can sell it at. And then some people come in and say, if I can't negotiate, I'm not going to buy because then I'm not getting the best price. Well, we tend to put the best price out there. We are not the norm. So I believe the norm
that?
is, yeah, I know that's surprising.
We're weirdos.
Is you look at the price and then you can negotiate. I always recommend negotiating, and here's why. If you do that here, we will very nicely tell you, look, we try to give you the best price right up front, and we don't have any other room in this. Sorry,
I
we
don't
can't
know.
help
Sometimes we accept cookies.
you. And yeah, we always accept cookies.
So,
But there may be something where we're like, okay, maybe you don't want this to go with it. We could maybe work with you to get it down. If you're talking about just simply negotiating, then larger dealerships absolutely always ask, always know what you are comfortable paying for a trailer. And when you know that, you can move forward with confidence, shop the market, know exactly where you want to be, and ask for it. That is the way to negotiate for a trailer. Sometimes it will help. Sometimes there's no more room for that dealership.
So there's no harm in trying?
Never.
Well,
Never.
So
There
I
you
have
go.
a
Never.
question that I would like
And
to
we're
tack
not
onto
offended
that.
with it. No.
So a lot of car dealerships now do what they call like one pricing, pure pricing, or whatever. Like they are like non-negotiable.
Right.
You don't see
Right.
the RV industry doing that?
You know, car dealerships have done that, particularly in the last 2 or 3 years, because it was a shortage of product. So, you know, it was a seller's market.
Sure.
And they could control it. RVs right now are overstocked. So always ask. Do not ever think that you can't. And, you know, that's how you end up okay with what you buy. So always ask. Right now, it is a buyer's market, meaning that you should be able to negotiate anywhere and possibly here if it's a product that we need to turn. And we're running
2022s.
we're running some good 2022
Sorry,
sales
excuse me.
now. So yeah, so always ask. In fact, RV Small Talk podcast, go on your podcast player, look for RV Small Talk. We actually did a negotiating podcast about 2 years ago on what we think
I
the norm
missed
is. Yeah, so maybe that will help you with some ideas as well.
All right, Douglas Borden, is there any advantage other than weight to Viking composite propane tanks?
Good question. So composite propane tanks, I have to honestly say I'm probably
Also
not
disadvantages.
personally a fan. Advantages, the only advantage that I can honestly think of would be the weight savings. Disadvantages, they're crazy expensive. Once they reach their lifetime maximum, they can't be recertified.
It can be reconditioned and all?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Once they are there, they're there, is my understanding from what I remember.
So they're
from
just
the
lighter?
training. They are lighter. So they're actually a composite tank. It's like layers and layers of
Fiberglass.
and you can actually see through them if you hold them through the light. You can
Just
usually
right.
see the fluid level.
And, well, I guess that's an advantage. If you hold it up and look for the fluid.
Yeah.
You just look up and shake it.
But they're so expensive. And like I said, I think they're, I don't want to be wrong on the number. It's like 10 years, maybe 7 years. Once they reach that lifetime, they're trash. You can't recertify them. Then you got to buy another one, and again, you're back up to that crazy expensive price.
I know there are some manufacturers that looked at using those, particularly very small manufacturers, but there was some damage issues,
Sounds scary.
cracks
Yep.
and things.
Yeah, that sounds scary.
That
Yeah, I mean, if you drop it, they're pretty durable, but if you drop it, it may be the end of it.
Yeah, they are not as durable as metal. That's for sure. And so that has been why manufacturers haven't gone for it, because of the liability and the warranties.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yep.
So few companies using them. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
So few.
All right, what else? Tech questions or products. And Cody, what's the product? While other questions roll, what's something that's
I
coming
have
up?
got a new product that I want to talk about.
Okay, good.
Whoa.
A new product. So, Coleman Air Conditioners has.
That is not a new product.
No. The Coleman AC is not, but they have just released a product that now allows you to install a smart Wi-Fi AC thermostat in your trailer,
Like a Nest.
like a Nest, like an Ecobee, like a Honeywell Wi-Fi connected thermostat.
Only with Coleman,
Wow.
this model or whatever of Coleman air conditioner.
Correct.
Okay.
I believe it fits every Coleman on the market.
So, I mean, at the risk of sounding not impressed, what's the advantage?
The advantage, well, why do we like to be connected to our thermostats at home?
So I can change it from bed.
I've never
It's one reason.
done that.
Even though my thermostat is actually
well,
in my
yours
bed
is-
at my trailer.
Yours is on the roof, Clint. That's probably why you've never done that. You have to.
No, I've never
actually
done
get
that
out.
at home. I've never connected my AC to any other device
I don't.
besides
Yeah.
electricity.
Oh.
That's not a device.
I don't have.
Could
a
you
smart,
turn it on 20 minutes before you get there?
You can, so you can set.
So
if
that it
it's
cools
if
off
it's a
before you get
Nest,
there?
right? So if it's a smart thermostat, you can set schedules. You can turn it on and off from your phone. You can monitor the usage. You can monitor the temperature inside. the cabin.
Yeah.
So
You
good
can
for people that
monitor that from the air conditioner, the temperature inside the trailer.
you have to have internet connectivity, right? So that's
Okay.
the kicker to this is you have to have internet connectivity in the trailer that the thermostat connects to. So you change a module out that allows you to install this thermostat. You have Wi-Fi, you connect it just like you would at your house, and you go in through, if you have a Nest, you go through the Nest app, and you get all the same functionality.
That,
No, I
the
think that's
thermostat
going to
have
be dependent
geofencing?
upon the thermostat that you choose.
Okay.
Right. So I don't know if they. I have a
This is
Nest
like a
in my
wiring
new
harness,
house.
right? So
Kinda.
it's not the Nest. It's not the actual thermostat.
Right.
It's
the
just
Nest. The thermostat is your choice.
Mm-hmm.
We that has nothing to do with what Coleman has released. Coleman has just released the product that allows you to choose a smart thermostat.
Okay.
And
So
now, is this a whole different air conditioner?
Nope. It isn't.
Or it's
it is
an add-on piece
It's
to
an
whatever
add-on.
Coleman
So
you have.
the control board is generally mounted up into the air conditioner. You pull that out, you pull all the wires off, you install the new one, and you replace your wall thermostat with whichever you choose, and you're ready to go.
So Cody,
Wow.
you and I typically are looking for more off-grid, off-road kind of camping scenarios. This is not really a device for our style of camping.
Correct. So but I do like the idea because there are so many people full-timing today
And
that can
stay in
get
RV
more
parks.
interconnected to their. They can get more connected to their camper like being in a traditional home.
Yeah. It's basically a computer to control your AC. I think it's more like an interface. It's an interface between a.
Right. So here's basically what it does. AC's in your home. The thermostats are powered by 24 volts. Okay. Your camper thermostat is powered by 12 volts. All they have figured out is how to take this device, put a transformer in it, boost our voltage to produce 24 volts to power these thermostats. Other than that,
And
it
you know
works.
what? They probably could figure that out
Everything's the
a
same.
long time ago.
They probably could have, but it's always the question: is there a market for this device at this point in time, and where we're at with RVing and everything? I absolutely think there is.
I think this works for
device.
people who primarily work with RV parks and RV resorts. Those kind of rigs are perfect for this.
You bet.
And if you're worried about your pet and you're away from the trailer during the day, perfect.
Yep. It's another alternative. I mean, there's subscription devices that you can pay into that require internet that will tell you temperatures of your cabin and stuff like that in your RV. It's just another different style alternative, and it doesn't require a monthly subscription.
And so if you are,
He's
for
got
some
a point.
reason,
Someone has Starlink, could use it.
absolutely.
Yeah,
That
as
would
long
work
as you can
beautifully.
get connected to the internet, you can connect to that smart thermostat.
And suddenly, those of us who want to be off grid have a way.
That's right. That's
Thanks.
So
Good idea.
So if you don't have internet, your thermostat still works just like normal.
Correct.
You just have to go to the thermostat
right.
and turn it on.
You
and
just
off.
don't have the smart feature of it.
You just don't have the phone controls.
You got a dumb
Correct.
AC.
I do.
Yeah, well, we've got a
Clint's
long
got good
time
old
with dumb
manual.
AC.
That's right, man. Old manuals, man. Turn the knob.
So do you if you only have a knob up there, you
can't do this.
use
So this is for anybody that has a wall-mounted thermostat.
Okay.
right. Okay, that's great. That is cool info.
Okay. Anything else? Because we're wrapping up our time here for this version of Friday Noon 30 Live with RV Small Talk Podcast. Get those last few questions in if you have them for Cody.
It's summertime. What should people be thinking of when they're ready to get that trailer out of storage and ready to get going on that big trip? As soon as school's out, they are heading out.
My biggest recommendation for anybody whose trailer has been in storage is to get it out several weeks, if not a month in advance, and go through it and make sure everything works. If it's been sitting up over the winter, we had a freeze. People are seeing freeze damage. And if you wait till the week of your trip and you have freeze damage, you may have a difficult time getting it into a repair facility to get it repaired. That is the biggest thing that I see is it comes out of storage the day maybe 2-3 days before, and you find out you've got things that don't work or you have damages, and now you don't have time to get the repairs done.
Yeah.
So that would probably be my biggest recommendation.
there is not a dealership that I know that can take you in a day or two and get something fixed, get parts in and get it fixed right now.
Yeah.
We have so many customers asking for help that, you want to give some lead time there. And if you are taking that big trip, I always recommend just do a one-night stay at the campground down the road, just to be sure everything comes on and off, the tank's pressurized, you don't have any leaks behind your toilet, those kind of things. Because sometimes just turning on the water pump and running all the water doesn't tell you if you have a leak. You have to get out there. And if you think it's difficult to get something fixed with just a few days' notice, it's really difficult when you're on the road.
Yep.
So, great point. We have had some colder weather, particularly in our area this year.
Okay. Well, I think that does it for our time.
Perfect.
Here for
I'm glad I could
Friday
make
Noon
it.
30. I'm glad you could too. I'm glad whoever you were supposed to meet with canceled.
They didn't. I was just that good.
Hey, John. Good to see you, John.
Hi, John.
All right. Well, that does wrap up our time. Any closing thoughts? Parting thoughts?
Any closing
Any
thoughts?
salvos to shoot? No?
Yeah. Here at Princess Craft, we're always glad to answer your questions. And a lot of those questions are on RV Small Talk. So, podcast player, then just find RV Small Talk, subscribe. Every time we come up with something fun, we'll shoot it out to you.
John, love the emoji. but we get it. And it really, thank you. Okay, everybody, thank you. And we will see you next time.
Happy Friday.
Bye.
Bye.